Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. So I received this PR package from Rare Beauty. They sent over all 13 of their iconic blushes, as you guys can see, including 2 limited edition shades in here. So what I want to go ahead and do is I want to swatch every single one of these colors on my complexion. You guys can see how they look. So if you want to see a blush swatch video, review, demo, then please go ahead and continue watching. You're not going to want to miss this. All 13 shades on these cheeks. So the reason they actually sent this huge PR package with all their blushes is because they recently reached over 1 billion views on TikTok of their blushes, like content created on their blushes, which is absolutely insane. This is honestly truly one of the most iconic liquid blush formulas, maybe the most iconic liquid blush formula. So it is really cool that they sent this to creators. And of course, I'm always so thankful to you guys. You guys allow me to have these incredible opportunities to receive product from brands so that I can create incredible content for you guys. So I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to start off just like from left to right. Of course, if you guys have tried this, this is what the blushes look like. These do retail for $23. So this is a weightless, long-lasting liquid blush that blends and builds beautifully for a soft, healthy flush. It's available in matte and dewy finishes. It creates a pinch-perfect flush using this featherweight formula infused with long-lasting pigments that last all day. These truly do last all day. So the first color we're gonna go in with is Bliss, and this is a matte nude pink. So I am just going to take a little bit right here. Because this is a lighter pink, I'm gonna take 2 dots and we are just going to blend that out. I also did receive the Soft Pinch Blush Brush. This is a multi-length dual fibers to blend and build with ease. It's vegan and cruelty-free. I like how it is nice and dense, but it's also kind of angled, so it really like hugs the cheek. So we're just gonna go here and blend, 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 like so. As you can see, it's just a very subtle color. This is definitely one of their more subtle colors that they have in this collection. So this one is Bliss, and this is a matte blush. Now, I am a little radiant right now. I've been doing a lot of moisturizers, face oils, and hydrating formulas. My cheeks with my rosacea have been very flaky and dry. My T-zone very, very oily, but flaky and dry cheeks. So that's why I look a little bit more radiant than usual. Also, I haven't like set my makeup or anything just because we're doing this swatch demo of the Rare Beauty blushes. So I'm kind of just keeping a very light layer of makeup. One more thing I do want to mention is, in case you're on my complexion, I do tend to fall for like that medium tan complexion. The neutral tones, I will include some of my best foundation matches so you can figure out if you do fall around like my shade, so that you can see how comparable these are to you and how they may look on your skin if you are around my complexion. So this one is Bliss. Really pretty, very soft and subtle. The next shade that I have is the shade Grace. And Grace is described as a matte, bright rose mauve. So we're gonna do 1 dot right here and another dot right here. Because this is more of a pop of color, I think I'm gonna use my fingers for these. This one, I feel like just 1 dot is enough, because you guys can see, like that's with 2 dots, and you guys can see that pigment is really, really there. So let me take another brush. And we're just gonna, yeah, so the brighter the color gets, the more I would recommend just going in with 1 dot, maybe even like half a dot. Very, very pigmented. Another thing I will say is, if you feel like your blush looks really intense, you can always go in with your foundation sponge that already contains some product in there, just to kind of diffuse out the color to make it a little bit of a softer finish. This one is Grace. This also is another matte shade. This is a bright rose mauve and definitely giving you that brightness. So I feel like with these, less is definitely more, and you'll get that pop of color. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next shade. This is another matte shade in the color Love. So Love is a matte terracotta. So because this is a brighter color, I am going to just be doing 1 dot. So we're gonna do that. And I'm just going to be blending. 1 dot was nice. Let's just add a little bit more. The good thing about these is that they're really customizable, so you can really build it up to your desired liking. Now that 1 dot is really this one is Love, a matte terracotta. Definitely more so of a pop of red. I would say with this one, I probably would do like a dot and a half, because I feel like 2 dots, that really, you know, give us a lot of color, but like a dot and a half I think should be fine. So this one right here is gonna be a pop. This one is in the shade Faith. Faith is a matte deep berry shade, and I'm just gonna do 1 dot. And I'm gonna try to see how this blends with my finger first, and then take a brush. This is really pretty. Like I said, less is more with these. So I feel like you just really wanna see like what your preference is in color with these, because I feel like if you take a lot, or if you're heavy-handed, I typically like to be heavy-handed, but I know that with these you have to be very light-handed. You can find like that perfect balance. But look, 1 dot, absolutely stunning. So this one is Faith, really pretty. Really, really pretty. I feel like this for the fall, my cup of tea. That is a deep berry shade. Okay, next up we have Happy, which is one of my personal favorites. This one is described as a dewy cool pink. So now we're moving into the dewy shades. So let's do a pop right here. Feel like with Happy too, less is more. Let's go in. Yeah, this is a cool pink, but it's a very like universal cool pink. It's not like a pastel cool pink where it can look different on different skin tones. Like some cool pinks on me look a little too pastel, but this one I feel like is like a perfect like pop that works for a lot of people. So that one is Happy. This one I know is a fan favorite, so that's what it looks like. Okay, next up we have this gorgeous color right here. This one is called Grateful, and Grateful is a dewy true red shade. So let's see, vamos a ver. This, I feel like we only need 1 dot of it. And I'm gonna blend her right here. Okay, so this one's actually really pretty. It's definitely a pop, but it's like such a beautiful pop. And this is with 1 dot, so you can even take a little bit less product. Or something else you can do if you really want to make them look a little bit more subtle, you could always mix it with your like a tiny pump of foundation or tinted moisturizer to make it a little bit softer. But honestly, they're just so customizable that like with 1 dot or like half a dot, like you can really get the pigment. This one is in the shade Grateful, and it is so pretty. On my cheek, I feel like it's pulling like almost like a cherry tone, but this is a true red. So one's a true red and one's a terracotta shade, and you guys can see the difference. Grateful, and then the shade Love. So there is a big difference between the two. One's warmer, one's more like red, like a pop. We have one more pop of color, and this shade right here, Lucky. This shade for the verano, the summer, like I am all here for this. So let's get into it. Lucky is a dewy hot pink. I am such a pink lover. Anything pink is like my thing. So we're gonna do 1 dot right there, like so. Then we're gonna take my brush and we're just gonna blend that out. Oh yeah, 1 dot of this is enough because these are so pigmented. Like the pops of color of the Rare Beauty liquid blushes really deliver. So this one is Lucky. Next 6 shades are softer colors. So we kind of moved away from like those pops, and maybe we'll use, you know, more than 1 dot. So the next color we have here is Joy. Joy is a dewy shade. It is a muted peach shade, and this one is sold out right now on Sephora. So let's see. I think I'm gonna start off with 1 dot and see how that goes, and then we can build it up if need be. Ooh, that is pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit more. It's because I feel like this one I can, you know, add a little bit more to build it up and really bring out the color, but that is pretty. I feel like if you want a softer look one dot is fine, but if you want to build up something more like this, the 2 dots is definitely great. I will say though, for the second dot, I did wipe any excess just to make sure that, you know, we didn't have a lot of product in there. This one is Joy, a dewy muted peach shade. Okay, now we have Believe. Believe is a true mauve, and this is a dewy shade as well. For this one, I am going to be doing it on this side, like so, and we're gonna do 2 dots. I don't know why I did that. I probably shouldn't have done that, but let's see. Oh, actually, it was Soft and Subtle. That was a Soft and Subtle shade. I feel like if you do 2 dots with some of these other shades, you're gonna have a full cheek of blush, but this one and Believe for the 2 dots, they're pretty good. That looks very, very pretty. A true mauve shade, and this one is also a dewy formula. Now we have Hope, a nude mauve, and this one is also dewy. This one I think I'm gonna go in with 2 dots just because it is more of a subtle color. I say that now and then I'm gonna swatch it and it's gonna be like, bam. Oh no. Ooh, this one's super pretty. That is not what I thought this was gonna look like. I thought it was gonna be way softer. A nude mauve. Let me actually swatch this one. I will show hand swatches so you guys can see all of them. I think 1 dot would definitely give you a softer look, but I went in with 2 dots and I feel like it gave you more of like a pop, but that one is pretty. So this one is Hope. That looks like that. Okay, we have 3 colors left. Now we have Encourage, a soft neutral pink. And we're just gonna put her right here. And I'm just going to be blending that out. Ooh, this one is very subtle. I want to add more. This one's labeled as a soft neutral pink. Like I said, I feel like on my complexion, it's pulling more purpley. Not really so much pink, but it is cute. Let me go ahead and just do a little back of the hand swatch. Yeah, on me, it's a little bit more like mauve-y purpley than like neutral pink. So we have Encourage, last 2 shades, and these 2 are limited edition. So let's get into these. So the first one I have here is Worth, and this is labeled as a true rose. This one looks pretty. 1, 2, ooh. Está bonita. This brush, I actually really love this Rare Beauty brush. It's really, really nice and soft, and I like the bristles in it. They're not like your typical just like fluffy, like soft brush. They're kind of like this. They have like a little bit of this, like the Refi one. They're still like soft and like very nicely packed in. Okay, this color in Worth, very pretty. On me, this is definitely a true rose. Obviously, these are labeled as dewy, but you can always go over them with like a translucent setting powder to just kind of set everything in place further. So there's ways to make it work if you do have oily skin. So we have here color Worth. I really like this color. Okay, we're gonna leave that on this cheek, and then on this cheek, we're gonna do the last shade in Virtue, the 13th shade. And this one is a beige peach. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go with a little bit more just because I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more subtle. Yeah, definitely more subtle. So I'm gonna take a little bit more. They're cute. So I do want to swatch this one so you guys can see. It's a pretty peach shade. And it was labeled as a beige peach. So because this is another peachy shade, I want to compare this one to Joy, I think it was. The other like coral peach shade. I just want to put these next to each other to see how they compare. Joy is more of like a pop, like a corally peach, and this one is definitely more of like a neutral. Honestly, both are very pretty. It just really depends on the occasion you want to use them on. And I just want to put them side by side because I feel like that helps you kind of like see them like really up close and see like how they compare and they contrast. We've swatched every single color on the cheeks, and I cannot decide which one I love the most. So I am going to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on these blushes, and I'll come back. Okay, Bonita, so I finished my entire face of makeup, and now I am going to be doing my blush. I wanted to do it on camera because I have here all 13 shades of blushes that we just swatched, and I am going to be mixing them up and we're gonna be creating that perfect blush. Do you guys see this? And now we can go ahead and put this on our cheeks. Because these are so pigmented, I am just going to be doing 1, 2 dots. That's fine. And then we're gonna be taking our Rare Beauty brush and blending that out. Like, look how beautiful that looks. I feel like Rare Beauty needs to make this into a full-blown shade. Because I feel like if you're somebody that, you know, you're looking at all the blushes and you're like, oh my gosh, they're all so beautiful, but I cannot pick one. If Rare Beauty just came out with one shade that was made up of all the shades, that would be perfect. Especially for those of us who are very indecisive. Me, for example, I'm very, very indecisive. It's hard for me to pick because I'm like, oh wait, that one's so pretty, but no, what about this one? But what about that one? This, knowing that I have all 13 shades, and I'm like, oh, okay, we used all the shades, we're good. So I really love this shade. So that, mis bonitas, is the shade on the cheeks. And we have officially swatched every single one of these shades. I also did a hand swatch of all the shades so you guys can see what they look like. I just went from left to right in the order that I swatched these. Very little of this product goes a long way, so you will have your Rare Beauty blush for quite some time. I think you do get your money's worth out of those. If you haven't tried them, I would highly recommend them. And if you have tried them and you've been looking to purchase perhaps another shade, I hope that this swatch video helped you, if you are around my complexion, kind of decide, you know, which color you would like on your own cheek. But that's pretty much it. If you guys did watch this video, want to see more videos like this, please give this video a big thumbs up. Lets me know to continue doing these type of videos for you guys. Also, let me know down below what other videos you want to see on my channel. What new makeup would you like me to try out? Let's start a conversation. And I think that's it. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Adios, bonitas.